Hey everyone, it's Ross from Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club. I wanted to let you know about my favorite role playing game of all time and why it's my favorite. If you follow the channel here, you know that I like a lot of different games, and they're very different games. You know, I love original Dungeons and Dragons. I also love story games and indie games. But the top game of all time for me is the Hero's Journey Second Edition. For me, it's a role playing game that has heart and soul. It feels like a C.S. Lewis novel or The Hobbit were made into a role playing game that you can play through. It's based in original D&D, just like White Box Swords and Wizardry, but it goes in a different direction, the direction that the stories of my heart are in. I love sword and sorcery fiction, but I like Tolkien more. And this is a game you can play with your entire family. And that's something I look forward to when my daughter gets older. It's a lot like The One Ring, which we've also featured on the channel. But this is much, much, much simpler. And it gets right to it, to what The One Ring is trying to accomplish. It gets there so easy. You can just pick this up and play it after a quick flip through. The prose of the writing is gorgeous. The artwork is amazing. In the coming months, you can expect us to feature more games by Barrel Rider Games. We've already featured Half Jinx and White Star, which I'll include a link in the description and at the end, as well as a link to where you can find the Hero's Journey 2nd Edition and the Patreon for Barrel Rider Games. Best of all, we plan on doing an open table of the Hero's Journey, where everybody can see exactly what this game can do and what it's about. We here at Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop are about supporting indie games. And frankly, they're just better than those bigger companies anyways. It's cheaper. The games are better. Literally the book, the book binding lasts longer than the big companies. But anyways, for now, here's a little taste of the prose that you can find in the book. Like, subscribe, and share. Love to everybody. Bye.
The world is old, once feared with grand realms, fair and noble. Great kingdoms ruled by goodly kings. Ancient elves dwelt in wisdom and harmony with bird and beast. In the wild places, untouched by men. Dwarves, deep in their mountain kingdoms, crafted such treasure that it was as though dragonfire and starlight were caught in the glimmering reflections of silver and gold. But these are the latter days. The great kingdoms of humanity have fallen to ruin or been forgotten in the passage of the generations of time. Elves, a growing sadness. The natural world is stripped away with every passing season. Magic is known no more. Ancient dwarven forges lay cold and forgotten. Lesser sons craft mere imitations of their noble ancestors' artifice. It is a long, but seemingly inevitable twilight, a world not as beautiful as it once was. But among the moss-ridden castle walls and winding passages of forgotten delves, heroes see signs of magical days that once were. In the ruins they explore, and the ancient lore they discover. In their adventures, perhaps they may find a new hope to help return the world to its former glory, or at least remind those that now dwell in the faded realms that they still live in an era of legend. They have only to believe in the so-called myths and rise to be true to what once was.
Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.